Welcome to this episode of Beer and Booze with B-Rad. I am your host, B-Rad. Start this YouTube channel beer review off right. If you're gonna drink, don't drive. If you're gonna drive, don't drink. And something near and dear to my heart: 22 veterans died due to PTSD, suicide. So if you happen to know a veteran or anyone suffering from PTSD, reach out to that individual. Sometimes lending them an ear, showing them that you care, could possibly save their lives. And we don't need to lose anyone to drunk driving or this sad sickness. All right, I've got a beer that, well, if you watch my channel, you should be familiar with. I've reviewed it many times before. It's Evil Twins Brewing. Now, should we even bother to critique their cans? Because this is a brewing company that just honestly gives no fucks. I mean, seriously. Okay, and let's show you why. I mean, look at that. It's just on there. Here, let's just slap some swirly swirls on there and put a black label on there. I guess it does have some type of meaning. We started out. This one's a little together in January, February, and they start to break apart until it's almost all broken at the end. This is a 1 pint pale ale. Twin has not been what we expected. That's why we made this pale ale predictably good for you to get through the new abnormal. And that's actually, before I read that, brewed and packaged by Evil Twins, Westbrook Brewing Company, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Okay, and if anyone's familiar with this company, I believe is subcontracts their brewing through other breweries, and has someone picks up their distributing, which is, hey man, if I was business savvy and I had a brewery and I could do that, hell yeah, because there's a lot of good breweries out there. Speaking of good breweries, one of my favorites, Augustino's Brewery. Got some great product, but he doesn't can anything. It's all in house, and if you happen to go to a restaurant or two around town, you might be able to get a pint or a draw of his beer and stuff. It's actually really good. Kansas, I've always said, has good talent as far as brewers. I mean, we have just in the state of Kansas. Let me give you a little history. Is Free State. Free State was the first craft brewery. River City Brewery here in town, which I need to get a hold of their beers. They started canning theirs, and you can pick some up at their restaurant. I found out yesterday, and I should do a review on them. They're the oldest craft brewery in Wichita, and then I don't know, man. We've got a shit ton, man. We've got Radius. We got Walnut River, Defiance and Hayes, Radius out of Emporia, Walnut and El Dorado, Kansas Territory that does a life coach Suck It Up, the cheap beer, but it's really pretty tasty for cheap beer out of Washington, Kansas. We got a lot of good freaking craft breweries, and Colorado's another state that has some magnificent brewers. And I recently went to the Beer and Bacon and Bourbon Fest, and it had me a good time, believe it or not. God, how does Stony Vineyard say, how you doing? Or, God, I forget your little catchphrase you say. Or why wouldn't I? I don't know, man. I know it is, but, we got some little, says Air Capital, Beer, Bacon, and Bourbon Fest. I'll just use this glass. Let's get on with this. We know, my interpretation of that label is, everything falls to pieces, but our beer is good, and we're going to continue to brew it. We're going to continue to brew and be unstoppable. I mean, I can't say enough good things about these guys. I've got a whole pint, so I'm going to drink a little bit, give you a little bit of... But it's got whoa, man, that is hazy as shit. It's got like a grapefruitish color to it. It's got a pretty good 2-finger head on there. Small to moderate bubbles. It's not dissipating. You can smell that hoppiness, that piney, that citrusy smell as it's an IPA. just really, you get in the front end, you get some of that hop. You get kind of a, I want to say, this is weird, kind of a banana taste in it. Of course, citrus. There's some type of citrus taste in there. You get the hop taste. It's actually really pretty smooth. For an Evil Twin at, what was our ABV here? 5%. That's not too bad. But you should be careful. It's actually pretty smooth, man. I like it. I'm going to give them 90. I'm going to give them 92. A solid A on the platform. Evil Twins is just a solid freaking brewery, man. Just absolutely fantastically solid. They make such a great product. I mean, I can't say enough good things, and I hope the best for these guys. I mean, I would love to meet some of these guys sooner or later. All right, now this is the part of my beer review I call it the Chugability. Chugability is to give you an unfair advantage against professional drinkers. Now that things are getting back to normal, people are starting to patronize bars and stuff like that. Actually, they probably never really stop. You can call them home bars, you can call them, barbecues, whatever you want to call them, but it didn't really stop. Come on, man. If anything, man, who profited off this COVID and stuff, besides like medical places and stuff like that, was god dang alcohol distributors and manufacturers and stuff like that, man. I mean, my God, I brewed a couple batches of beer. I need to brew some more, honestly, man. What is wrong with me, man? I spent that money on that equipment, and it's a little hard when you do it in your kitchen. Now, if you have like one of those big burners like Stony Vineyards does out in his garage and stuff, it's a little easier and stuff in a big pot. And my pot was just a little shy of 5 gallons, but I got it done. I made the beer. I should do it again. All right. Chugability. Chugability is, like I said, my creation to give you an unfair advantage against the professional drinkers out there that come up to you and say, hey, I bet I can out chug you. Well, I'm going to do the work for you. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. This gives you this is like the Cliff Notes version of when you're writing an English paper in school, grade school. I like it. It's not real stingy going down. Not real acidic, I guess. It's very smooth for a freaking. It's very smooth for an IPA. I mean, I like it. 2020 recap by Evil Twins, man. Fucking fantastic. All right. I had a little surprise. I got to see my daughter, my granddaughter, and both my granddaughters. One moved away, Tennessee, and I got to spend a little time with them. And we went and had dinner. You might laugh at this, but I took them to a painting craft place, and everyone had a really good time. And my daughter Amber and her boyfriend Matt brought me a little something from Tennessee. No, it's not water. Trust me. When I open this, my wife will be like, did you open that jar again? Yeah, it's that strong. So, today's toast, a little Tennessee White Lightning. This is to the men and women that sacrifice all for this great country, those who are serving, both men and women, and to the veterans out there, and of course, always the Chesapeake Polar, wherever you are. Okay, forgive me for not taking a big, huge swig like I normally do. Ow, yowza. All right, thank you very much for watching this episode of Beer and Booze with B-Rad. Of course, I'm your clinically insane host, B-Rad. Thank you for watching, and hit the subscribe button. Hit that bell. That way you can get notifications and everything. And everything. I'm going to say thank you to Stony Vineyards because I know you'll be watching. And man, I tell you what, some of the beer you brew, I just I wish I was there to sample it with you. But I get that is the fun thing about when you brew your own beer. I will say, and the way you do it and give yourself a review is, I mean, that's the fun part. Fun part is naming it, being able to sample it and tasting it, and then you write down all your recipes and you can alter off that. Maybe I want a little bit more. Uh, Maybe I want to put a little bit of cherry, some or some of that puree, or maybe there's just a million and one things to do and everything. I don't have to tell anyone who does home brewing or brewing period, but it's just like anything else, like cooking, painting, carpentry, metalworking, whatever, plumber. I mean, you can just, if you know what you're doing, you can most definitely make a million and one creations. So with that, I guess, man, be creative out there. And of course, always thank you and super fine, motherfucker.